Welcome everybody to Montreal, Canada for round 4 of ZOR Tier 3 from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. I'm Scavnai alongside Bobby Tava once again as we are set to bring you another exciting round here in Tier 3. We're getting ready for what should be a fun race today. Lots of unknowns. Canada, it's a great track. Bobby, got anything specific you're expecting to see tonight?
Yeah, you said it was a great track. My experience on it, it's that some people really love it, and some people really despise it, and there's no in between.
That seems to be what the consensus for what I'm gathering as well. It's a difficult track to master. It's a lot of rapid chicanes over and over again. Obviously, very difficult with track limits, so it's going to be putting these drivers to the test tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, that track is known for its strict track limits and massive amounts of penalties that drivers get throughout the race. We even seen some disqualification in the past at this track.
Yeah, I believe that's definitely not going to be out of the realm of possibility tonight. I know on Monday's race, we had several drivers invalidating laps during qualifying, so I'm expecting we'll see a lot more of the same tonight with these Tier 3 drivers. We've got Private Jet is going to be the first driver around to start a flying lap in the Racing Point tonight.
Alright, set up my map and stuff.
Coming to the final chicane now. Bobby, why don't you take us around the lap of the circuit show?
Alright, so we are coming into turn 1. Pretty fast left-hander going immediately into the right-hander at pretty low speed. Very easy to lose the rear here. Now coming into turn 3 of the first chicane. We need to be careful to not hit the wall on the exit here, just like that. Now turn 5 and we get to the chicane of 6 and 7. And we need to get early in the throttle because we have our first DRS straight. We need all the speed we can get. Now to another chicane of 8 and 9. And next we have probably the most famous corner on the circuit, the hairpin. Next to the Puff Digital Grandstand that's been renamed on Monday by Vega. And we have probably the best overtake spot on the track, the main straight, going into the famous chicane in the Wall of Champions. Very easy to crash it in there and validate in here. And flat out, and it's a lap at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit.
So nice banker lap there from Private Jet, setting the lap everybody is going to be searching for, 111.3. And I believe we saw Full Throttle retire during that lap. I believe at the first chicane in Sector 1. So the struggles already for the Red Bull driver. Trying to catch the next driver to cross the line. I believe that's going to be JJ in the Haas.
Yeah, I know Ram Full Throttle said before the race in the Discord that he wasn't feeling comfortable at this track. So I guess an early mistake got his quality pretty short.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's going to be very tricky if you don't have the experience around here. It takes a lot of knowing where the limits are to find out exactly how much you can push the cars. We see Wreck Diver breaking into the 109s, going top of the timing sheets. Solid lap from him. We know he's got some speed.
Yeah, we actually don't have the updated standings from last race, but I know that Wreck Diver, Porch Dude, and Aiden pretty much got the podium on all 3 races so far. So not surprising to see him at the top.
I believe Hayden was the winner last week out in Great Britain, so he's obviously got the pace, and he'll be one to watch as Tempur Zoom comes home 3rd place to finish off his lap there.
Yeah, I cannot speak too well about Britain last week. I did crash. I was reserving it there. It crashed the car pretty early in the rain.
Hey, that's okay. It's a tricky situation there, especially with the rain. But we've got Adji around the final corner now. We know he's got some pace. Let's see what kind of time he can put up. And that's a 110.0. puts Adri onto the provisional front row of the grid at the moment. Shea Hardman has invalidated his lap. Next
GP's coming in.
On the medium tires. It's interesting to see so many drivers trying out the mediums here. Potentially aiming for the one stop.
Yeah, he invalidated at the last chicane. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's just to get some feeling in the car, because I don't think a lot of them will actually have their best time on the medium.
That's definitely true, especially with a place like Canada. You're going to want to get that first lap out of the way. Make sure you can get a feel for the track before you really start pushing. We've got Ray around the final couple of corners now in the other Red Bull. Very nice to the final chicane, but I believe he's just setting up for a push lap now. Although this will be
we have ZGS coming in the last chicane. Well done. And
coming up to the line, 110.5 on the medium, so very solid time from the Racing Point driver.
Yeah. And we have Buff in the chat saying that the grandstand is now named after me. I disagree. The grandstand has been renamed on Monday to honor a former ZOR world champion, and I don't feel I have the privilege to take that name just yet.
Hey, that's okay. There's plenty of grandstands for everybody to go around, so. Looks like we have Grim Reaper on a flying lap in the Ferrari. I believe this is one of his first races here.
No, he was formerly known as Purple Square Earlier. He's been in the league for a while.
That's correct. I didn't know that.
Yep. Well, yeah, he was in here for a while. I know he was in there last week in Britain, but yeah, he has a couple of races under his belt.
Yeah, so he's at one of those out on the medium tires as well. We'll have to see what kind of time he puts up. We're still chasing that provisional time set by Wreck Diver. The 109.5.
Yeah, that 109 is a pretty solid lap, and nobody has yet to get close. I was saying maybe Portugal if we base on the previous races, but he just did a 1:10.7 on the medium.
That's definitely on the medium tires, so he's got some room to improvement as Grim Reaper puts in a 10.5 on the mediums. So another very solid lap.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think that with the amount of medium runner, maybe a couple of them won't come out again on the soft.
It's tough to say because we still got over half the session to go, and
yeah,
you know you only get that one set of medium tires for qualifying, so it'd be a risky strategy, but I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody go for it.
Yeah, it actually will depend if there's more people coming out of the soft and setting faster laps.
That is a good point, but with everybody out on the medium tires, I think it eliminates the possibility of having rain at least at the start of the race, as Nicholas Weck goes up into 10th place for Haas. Trying to catch him.
Yeah. There's Ash's Falcor who is still pushing on the ERS, but already has a lap done on his soft tire. I don't know if it's... No, I don't think he's pushing. His DRS is off. Maybe Private Jet is coming at the second lap on his soft compound.
Looks like he was 1/10 up to the first 2 sectors, but definitely a lot of room to improve here if he gets this chicane right. Looks like he hits it pretty well. Coming up to the line, let's see what kind of time he puts in. And moves up to 11th place with 11.1. Wreck Divers across the line, improves by another 10th, putting in the provisional full time to a 109.4. I believe next up is his teammate, Shea Hardman, in the other Alpha. says it's a purple sector too, but
Yeah, I'm not sure how trustful those purple sectors are in quality.
right, you can never be too sure, but it seems to be a pretty decent run to the final hairpin. We'll see what he can get up to the final chicane. He's one of 4 drivers still yet to set a time with about 7 minutes left in this session. Into the final chicane, takes it fairly smoothly. Pressing up to the line, we'll see where he goes. And is up to 4th place with a 1:10.4. So a very solid lap time there. JJ is next across the line. And he's up into 8th place with a 10.6. So a lot of these times starting to improve, it seems.
Yeah, and I just swapped my odd from the best tire to the fitted tire, and it seems like there's a bunch of guys who set a lap on the medium that are now with the softs.
Yep, that seems about in line with what you were saying earlier. As the drivers start to switch over to the softs toward the end of the session, as they start to get their flying push laps in. Trying to find someone who's on a flyer lap.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's Anoli Red-Eyed who's finishing his off lap.
We'll ride on board with Unholy Red Eye for a lap here.
Yeah, and he did this 10-2 on the medium, so I guess there's certainly an amount of time he can find in this lap.
Yeah, he definitely could be one of those contenders to take pole position away from Wreck Diver, although that's an 8-10 gap that he's going to have to try to make up. Looks pretty good through the first sector so far.
Oh, there's the traffic ahead.
This actually might work out for him if he can get a little bit of tow, but it actually might have compromised his line through the corner there.
Yeah, no tow and need to hold off on the throttle coming out of the corner.
Still looks to be a pretty decent lap. We'll see what the timing is at the end of the second sector here. And he's still 1/10 up, but there's definitely lots of time that is possibly able to be found in the third sector. As he blasts down the long back straight. And he's going straight into the pits. And, oof. Taking quite a bit of speed into the pit lane there.
And we have Portudude coming in at the hairpin.
We know Portudude has pace. We saw that in Belgium a couple weeks ago. He was up there challenging for the race win. I believe his initial lap time was set on the mediums as well, so we'll see what he can do in the softs here.
Yeah, it was great exit coming out of the last corner.
Second place. So the second driver into the 109s.
Yep, that seems up to what we've seen from the previous races from those two drivers at the top.
We knew they were going to be contenders tonight, and it's hitting exactly what we thought it would. I think Falco Ashes is coming to finish a lap, or he's heading into the pit lane. ZGS has invalidated.
There's a Ray coming out of the hairpin as well.
And we've got the Haas and Nicholas Luck who's getting a nice tow down the straight from ZGS. I believe he's on a flyer as well, so Nicholas Luck sitting in 12th, looking to see if he can improve his position up to the line. Looks to be a solid lap. And he does improve, but doesn't move him up any higher than 12th.
Ray was a 2/10 better in the second sector, now put up a 10-2, good for fourth place.
Very solid lap time there. Looks like GP is into the final hairpin now. We know GP is a driver that could be challenging at the front tonight. Yet to set a lap time.
Yeah, GP is the kind of guy that will race a very consistent race, no mistake, no penalties, and will get a really good result just from that.
Yeah, that's definitely something that he can do, but he only goes 13th place with a 10.9. So he'll be looking to improve that in the last couple minutes of the session. Just trying to find the next driver on a lap.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot of drivers. Only red eye in the first sector.
Yep,
First chicane.
Looks to be going pretty smoothly so far.
Almost 3 tenths better than his previous lap.
He's got a lot of time to find that if he wants to be up near the front row of the grid. Wreck driver and Portuguese have set some very blistering lap times so far. Ooh, a little bit slidey through turn 8 there, but he seems to have caught it okay.
Yeah, but in the last lap he was hold up in the second sector, like he's almost 6 tenths better. That could put him in a very good position on the grid.
You know, taking up every inch of the track down the straight, you see, and he's coming up towards the final chicane. A little bit of traffic ahead, but seems to be okay. Nails the final chicane. Let's see what kind of time he can put up here. This looks to be a very solid lap. And he does go second. Just 3/1000ths off of the pole time of Unholy Red Eye.
That's so close.
Yeah, that's how it is with a lot of these drivers near the front of the grid.
That little moment coming out of turn 9 cost him the pole, the provisional pole at least.
Absolutely could have. That's how it goes around here sometimes. But looks like everybody's getting their final outlaps in. I believe Falker is the first driver of this group. Monkey Maka in the chat saying he's going to be a track limit magnet tonight. I think that will be a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably going to be the one who aren't track limits magnet who will be special.
Yeah, that's definitely something that will give you an advantage. Falker Ash is coming through the final hairpin now. It was a little bit squirrely through turn 8, but he seems to have caught it okay. Heading up towards the line now, putting in what will likely be his last timed lap of the session. Has he backed off a little bit? Seems like he's going to be setting up for another run. I believe Gin and Juice is going to be coming across next. Still yet to set a lap time, but we know he has some pace. And he does go 5th place on the grid. As he's invalidated, he should have time to go for another lap though. ZYS is next, he's 2 tenths down. He's getting a nice little tow from the Red Bull ahead. And he's up to 5th place on the grid. Wreck Diver next to start a lap. As well as Private Jet Shoot. As Falcor is around at the exit of turn 2, but don't think that will affect the session too much.
We have USGT Fishing coming out of the last corner who also haven't set a lap yet.
Looks to be clean though, so let's see what kind of time he puts on the board. And he's up to 17th place with a 111.2. Just a few drivers left. Portuguese invalidated. JJ's invalidated. And Monkey Maka invalidated at turn 8. And Juice is on its main lap.
Ray is not going, he's going slow.
ZDS might be pushing here. In the racing point going down the back straight. He's got an Alpha behind him of Wreck Diver who might be pushing for one last lap. Ooh, they're just a little bit squirrely through the bit, but he holds on to it. And he goes up to 4th place. Wreck Diver's next across the line. And he improves to a 9.0. So a very nice lap time there from him.
Yeah, just getting his lap a bit better, so he wasn't 3,000 ahead.
So it looks like that's going to be it for qualifying tonight. The Wreck Diver will lead the field to the green with a 109.0, 4 tenths clear of Unholy Red Eye, who will join him alongside the front row of the grid. Just while a second here, just going to take a second to adjust the volume settings real quick. If I can find the right. Okay. So just waiting for the field to cycle through here. It looks like Grim Reaper is the only driver to end up putting his best lap on the mediums, but he will be starting on those as he qualified 7th place. So just one last quick run through the grid order. Wreck Diver will start on pole, followed by Unholy Red Eye in second, and a Canadian front row lockout at their home Grand Prix. Portuguese will start third, ZGS fourth, Adri will start fifth alongside Gin and Juice in sixth, Grim Reaper will start seventh, Ray will start eighth, Shea Hardman will start ninth in the Alfa Romeo, and Ashes Falco rounds out the top 10 in the McLaren. Starting 11th will be JJ in the Haas alongside Monkey Mafia in the AlphaTauri. Nicholas Wack will start 13th alongside GP Cullen in 14th. Private Jet 15th. Tempura Zoom will start 16th. US GT Fishing will start 17th alongside Ram Full Throttle, who will start from the back of the grid after that crash at the beginning of qualifying. So quite an interesting grid lineup we have for this race tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Very curious to see what's going to happen with the driver at the front. They were super close to each other.
Yeah, and here with Canada, it's gonna, there's a couple different ways you can go with the strategy. You know, you can stretch it and make a one-stop work, especially if you're starting on those medium tires. But the two-stop is also one of the few tracks where it is somewhat of an effective strategy. So, Bobby, you got any predictions for tonight's race? Who's your predicted winner or a dark horse you got?
I think it's again gonna be a fight between Wreck Diver and Portugal. I'm tempted to give it to Wreck Diver. If you ask me about the dark horse, I think Grim Reaper on those medium might have a shot.
Yeah, that's definitely a good shout. The medium strategy, you know that you could either go medium soft, which will be the alternate strategy compared to the soft runners, which could be good, or the medium hard strategy, which will make it just a one-stop race. So definitely a lot of different ways you can go. But Wreck Diver, he showed some great pace in qualifying tonight. He's obviously got to be the man to beat. But you never know. A lot can happen here. 35 laps. Anything can happen. So.
Yeah, and I also want to mention, it's dry for now, but I don't like those clouds.
I was just saying that you never know what can happen. We saw in the qualifying session, just on Monday, how it went from completely sunny to starting to rain in just a matter of minutes, so you never know.
Oh, we only have one driver on the mediums. A part of Grim who qualify on them.
That is very interesting. You would expect most drivers outside the top 10 to at least try for the alternate strategy. But
is it a sign that rain is coming?
That is something we haven't received a weather forecast from today. So you never know. It could be, especially with how dark it is. It could be a sign that we have rain coming in just a few short minutes. So. That would definitely favor the drivers on the soft tires, but you never know. Starting on the softs is still a very good competitive strategy around here. So,
okay, Conmaster. I'm not sure we're doing a 3-stop.
Yeah, even
Might
at a
be
place
bit
like
too
this,
much.
I wouldn't try for a 3-stop, but you never know.
I mean. Sometimes Jeff is right, but yeah, not now.
Most of the time he's not. So Jeff is one of those guys that you got to pick your moments on when to trust him or when to tell him to shut up. So
I don't think I ever actually had the art to tell him to shut up in game. I've told him audibly several times, but I never had the art to actually press the button to tell him to shut up.
So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but we've got the field coming around the final corner now, lining up onto the grid. Very short run down to turn 1, but definitely very tight chicane. A lot can happen.
Yeah, and when you have the inside for turn 1, you get the outside on turn 2.
Exactly, that's another thing to keep in mind. as we're set for the lights to come on. 1 light, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights here from Canada. And we're away to start the Canadian Grand Prix. Looks like a good start from Unholy Red Eye in second. A little bit of wheel spin in the back. And side by side into turn 1, Wreck Diver has the advantage over Unholy Red Eye. And the Renault behind him, I believe Portuguese is going to be looking alongside. And then Adri in fourth. Side by side behind him, that's June Juice along with ZGS as there's a red go off. And I think that is Reyes. We have a safety car already. There was an incident.
Ash's foul car is retired. I saw private jet who spun. Yeah, Ash's foul car in the first chicane in the wall on the inside. That's pretty odd place to lose it. I guess he collided before the corner. I know private jet also span in the first corner.
Yeah, a lot happening there in this first couple corners. Private jet looks to be okay with in terms of his front wing, but Ash's Falcon almost looked like he took the chicane straight on, but a lot could have happened there. It's very tight, especially if you're going to try to go side by side with someone. I'm not sure exactly what happened through there, but regardless, we have a safety car already.
Yeah, a pretty early safety car. I guess we won't see a lot of driver coming into the pits.
Portuguese
probably. Okay, never mind.
We've got a couple.
I was saying maybe if there's, I want to say maybe if there's wing damage, but
no.
I guess you turn it into a medium to hard.
You could definitely do that, or if you have two sets of mediums, you can definitely do medium and medium to the end. But it looks like Portuguese has put the hards on. Looks like Adria is going for the mediums, and Tempura is serving a time penalty and going for a set of mediums. So varying strategies here already. We've got drivers electing to stay out on the softs. Fortitude likely looking to go to the end on those hards. Which hards aren't necessarily the most raciest tire around here, but we'll definitely eliminate the need for that extra stop. And then a couple drivers at the back going for the mediums. So already a lot of different contrasting things to digest.
Yeah, absolutely. I was trying to figure out what the penalty were, because Unholy Red Eye got a 5 seconds penalty for severe collision, just like that.
I'm not sure what was going on there, but Shea Hartman is up to 25 seconds in penalties already, and he's missing his front wing.
Yeah,
sure
that's
all about.
Cannot be good.
Either he straight lined a chicane or something has glitched out of the game. But
I know he picked up 5 seconds just when the guys went pitting. So at the beginning of the safety car, he just picked up another one.
He's going into the pits now, likely to fix that wing.
And he get a 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane, so it's get from bad to worse.
Still awful long way to go here. With the safety car, we're basically going to have a re-rack of the field, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to mention before the safety car who were the winner and loser in all of this, but the grid has been all shaken up since. Portuguese actually managed to get the jump on Unholy Red Eye in the first lap before the safety car came out.
But he definitely got a great start.
Yeah, and choose to go into the pit, get the better tire strategy.
It'll be interesting to see how that works out. I believe if our intervals are correct, Nicholas Weck sitting in 6th place has made up 7 positions off the start. So very impressive from him.
I think they are actually. The thing is, he got a couple penalties from colliding with Shea Hartman.
Right, so that's something that will definitely play a factor in towards the end of this race. I believe we should be getting set to go. Are we gonna? Yep, safety car is in this lap. So we'll get back to the front of the grid. Wreck Diver will control the restart. Unholy Red Eye got a very good jump off the line, but backed out into turn 1. We'll see if he can take advantage and take the lead. ZGS is up to 3rd, a good start for him, and Grim Reaper in 4th. Shea Hartman's been disqualified already.
Yeah, I saw he got another penalty for colliding, So I don't know if it's a desync or he's just really following cars way too close ahead.
Well, regardless, we've got the restart, and ZGS is right on the back end of Unholy Red Eye in towards turn 1. Let's see if he can make it stick. They go side by side, and ZGS thinks better of it, lives to see another day. The rest of the field seems to be managing okay. Portugal has gotten past USGT Fishing and is up into 11th place on those fresh hards. So already making an impression.
Yeah, if he can make ground on these hard tire compared to the guys in front of him who are in the soft compound, that will be huge for his race.
Right, he needs to make up as much ground as possible now. And I think he's going to be able to do that. He's got his teammate GP in front of him, who will be his next challenge. It looks like we have top 3 starting to pull away ever so slightly. Grim Reaper is on the alternate strategy, starting on the mediums though, so still a lot could happen there.
Yeah, and in 4th position is in a great spot to have a great result.
Monkey Mafia and JJ are side by side going down the pit straight. Although while this is probably the best opportunity to pass on the track, it is very difficult to actually complete it, considering it's very impossible to go side by side into the chicane.
Even though it's impossible, it's always happened, and it always ends poorly.
Exactly.
Driver never learned to not go too wide into the last chicane.
Everybody knows that they want to make that pass, and they go for it. And like you said, it hardly ever works. Portugal has made his way past GP now.
Yeah, great exit from turn 2.
Not sure if GP just knew that it was not his race, but regardless, Portugal got another position.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw Adri and Private Jet collided in turn 6.
That looked like a reset the track from Private Jet, but I'm not sure if he picked up any damage there. That's going to hamper his race.
And now that he caught it on stream, it's going into this toward channel.
Yeah, back up at the front though, we've got a battle between the 2 Ferraris. Gin and Juice is on the back of Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper on those mediums. Might see a little bit of team orders here, considering we've got 2 separate strategies here.
Yeah, and with the DRS being enabled right now, probably that Gin and Juice will get the move done in the next slap in the straight.
Yeah, you'd expect that to happen. And we also have Nicholas Likely showing some great pace right on closing into the rear bumper of those drivers as well. So lots of tight battles throughout the field already. Private Jet into the pits, probably to fix that wing damage.
Yep, trying to find a battle. We have Monkey Mafia who did a move on JJ in the first DRS zone.
Yeah, he's cleanly got that move done even before the braking zone. Private Jet is going on to the inters, so
okay.
Not sure if that's a mistake or
yeah, that must be some D-pad manipulation error. There's no way that's the right call.
ZGS around the outside of Unholy Red Eye gets the move done before the final chicane. So ZGS having himself a nice little race, already up into 2nd place. JJ sitting back behind Monkey Mafia, not close enough to make a move. The top 3 seem to definitely be the fastest drivers on track right now, but Grim Reaper, he's managing to keep a pretty decent pace on those mediums.
Yeah, I mean, he just need to hang out in there, and because I don't think the software works.
It's definitely possible. I don't know if it's the most effective strategy around it, but it's definitely a vibe. Oh, JJ is hard on the wall at the exit of turn 6 or turn 7, and he's definitely missing that left end plate.
Yeah, that's gonna be very hard. Gonna lose a lot of pace, and Portugal is immediately jumping on that opportunity to make the pass into 9th place.
Portugal already back up in the 9th after making that early pit stop, so And he's keeping within a pit window of the leader, so he's definitely in a good position right now.
Yep.
We're starting to see a little bit of a DRS train starting to form between the top half of the field. Everybody's just hanging out right about that 1 second gap.
JJ's staying out with that wing damage, so I guess it's not too bad, and decided maybe want to work it out. Private Jet spinning it in the sector 2 on those inters.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if he's likely to stay out. He's done a lap on them, so I'm not sure what he's going to be aiming for there, but and he's retired from the session, so not a good race from him so far. But we have a three-way battle now for 7th place. Ray, Monkey, and Portuguese battling it out.
Yep, there's going to be a big DRS train, and I might be hallucinating, but I think I saw a raindrop.
Oh, yep, it looks like it. You can see it on the onboard camera from Portuguese. Either that's a blade of grass or it's a raindrop, but it looks an awful lot like a raindrop.
Yeah, I think those clouds, those angry Montreal clouds, are trying to spice this thing up.
Yeah, and I mean that would make sense for a lot. That would explain why Private Jet went on to the inters, why JJ is staying out on that damaged front wing. And now we see Portuguese looking to make a move on Monkey Mafia into turn 1.
Yeah, braking just a tad later, and bit of collision, but I think it's fair play.
Yeah, I think that's a nice move up from Portuguese up into 8th place. He's going to look to work on Ray now for 7th.
And if we look back at the top, okay.
Looks like someone hit the wall. I think it was Monkey Mafia, and he did indeed lose his right end plate. Sorry to cut you off there, Bobby.
No, I was saying that going back at the top, ZGS cut it back a bit of time on the rig diver, but while you were talking about Monkey Mafia, he just lost it all.
Yeah, but ZGS has definitely shown some pace, so he's definitely going to be someone to look out for, as Unholy Red Eye Grim Reaper did make his way past Unholy Red Eye, so showing some very good pace on the medium tires, or perhaps the soft tires starting to run out of juice here. A lot is going on right now.
We have Adri in 12 who got the move done on USGT fishing in the hairpin.
Yeah, Adri's starting to make his way back up the field. I believe he was one of those drivers who came into the pits under the safety car.
Unholy Red Eye pitting for the soft.
Yeah, even if that were...
Oh, never mind. He was on the soft. He's getting on the medium.
Medium tires is interesting because it definitely does look like it's starting to rain, but and we saw in the Tier 1 race at Singapore, it can be raining and you can still drive on the dry tires. So
yeah, I mean, I think Singapore is actually an exception to the rule, because I remember the first season I raced in Tier 2 in Singapore, it rained for like the 2/3 of a race, and it was always a dry compound. Don't know what the drain system is in there, but
right, so definitely a little bit that could be. Contact between Tempura and USGT Fishing. Tempura went a little bit deep at turn 9. A little bit of lag. I think JJ might have had an incident ahead of him.
Yeah, I think Adrilock and JJ collide in their pin. And we have Nicholas coming to the pit as well. Here's the thing. Yes, the rain is coming, but those soft tires are coming to an end.
Right. It's a weird point where you're not going to want to commit to another full stint on the dry tires, but it's definitely still in the window for the dry. So it's in a tricky spot for these guys right now. Tempura is going onto the inters. I think it is still a little bit too early for that.
I do believe so, but I guess we'll... Yeah, there isn't like spray or anything at all.
And I think he's just going to lose a lot of time and wear out those tires before it gets into that window. But we've got ZJS. He is within DRS for Wreck Diver. He's using all of his battery trying to stay up there with him.
Yeah, he's ran out of battery while Wreck is still halfway. And he's coming to the pit.
Said yes, stays out. Looks like Gin and Juice and the Ferrari's in as well. He's going to elect to jump off those soft tires. So definitely at 10 laps, they're definitely starting to get to the end of their life.
Yeah, and maybe I was about to say maybe he can get an undercut on Grim Reaper, who he was still stuck behind. But he served the 5-second penalty for a collision under the safety car.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hurt his chances of jumping anybody to the pits. Wreck Diver has come out in 8th place, strategically just behind Adri. So he's going to want to get by them as quickly as possible. And he's going on to the hard tires, so probably going to try to go to the end on those.
Yeah, he's betting that the rain won't pick up enough to deal with wet compounds.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility, but it's a bold call to make because it's going to be tricky to deal with those if the track starts getting a little bit damp. I'll have to watch this EGS, see what he does here, and it looks like he elects to stay out, so trying to go for that overcut.
Or striding just soft to the limit, thinking that the track will be in wet condition in a couple laps.
That's another possibility. Adrian GP calling, yeah. Side by side, and now Wreck Diver's going to get through. So GP losing 2 places.
Yeah, I just hope he didn't get. Yeah, he didn't seem to get damaged going too wide in last chicane. That's always something that normally happens.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I saw them going side by side. I think it was through the chicane, and that's a tricky spot to make it work. It looks like Gin and Juice, I believe, made it past Unholy Red Eye up to 10th place on those fresh hards. So nice 3-way battle here for 9th. Oh, and he's hit the wall. Oh, that's not going to be good for his race.
I'm not sure he got damaged though.
I'm pretty sure I lost. I'm pretty sure I saw Ferrari end plate go flying. I'll check back in a second.
Okay, I was looking at Unholy Red Eye. I was looking at Gin.
Yeah, he smacked that wall pretty good there out of the corner. But we've got Portuguese.
Yeah, he's missing his right end plate. Yep.
That's going to be brutal having just come out of hits on those hards. Portuguese is not going to be close enough. Full throttle's at it. He's going around to turn 6.
Adrian Wreck too wide in the straight.
Oh, and they're coming up on the back of Monkey Mafia as well. This is going to be testy going into the chicane. Adri runs a little bit deep. Monkey Mafia is going to try to fight it back, but Wreck Diver is going to get a great exit and fly past Monkey. Monkey Mafia is still missing that end plate as well.
Yeah, and compared to the 2 other drivers, he didn't have access to his DRS because at this track, the DRS detection point is at the before the hairpin and is good for the both straight line.
So a lot has just happened. Portuguese did make his pass Grim Reaper. We saw Gingers go back into the pits onto the mediums, as well as Tempura going off of the inters onto the hards. So
it's the second penalty, the 3 seconds penalty for Portuguese.
That could be crucial,
yeah. Yeah, and we also have Wreck Diver who made a move on Adri.
Adri might be able to fight it back down the straight if he can get the DRS. Well, Wreck Diver does have the much fresher tires. Not sure if Adri's gonna.
I'm not sure if the 12 laps medium are that much faster than the fresh hards.
Right, the hards probably are the way to go. The ZGS is finally into the pits, so maybe time for a set of mediums. And yeah, he's going on to the mediums. Monkey Mafia in as well.
Okay, is this guy really trying a soft medium one stop?
I mean, it's definitely possible. I did it once in a practice race, but it was definitely difficult towards the end of the stints. Monkey Mafia's going on to the inters. So, we've got about 7 different strategies going on right now.
This is actually hard to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, there's so many moving parts right now. We've got a little bit of a battle shaping up here towards the midfield. I believe GP Colin is the somewhat cork in the bottle on those 14-lap-old softs. We'll have to watch Monkey Mafia's deltas against the competition being on that fresh set of intros.
Now we're gonna have ZGS on GP. Whoop, collided to the back a bit. A great exit on GP. Gonna have the move done before the DRS line.
Yeah, he's gonna want to make up as much ground as possible so he can chase after Wreck Diver. But look at Nicholas Weck. He's followed him through, and they both get past GP Colin.
Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas took great advantage of the DRS and the double slipstream.
Unholy Red Eye is going to send it in on the inside of GP into turn 1. GP gives him the space. Unholy swings it around the outside, and I think he's going to have the position. So GP, I think it's time to get off those tires.
Yeah, no life remaining in those tires.
He's definitely struggling.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's trying to wait for the rain, but it's not coming.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be picking up at all. Monkey Mafia has lost quite a bit of time to the other runners. ZGS on the inside of Adri into turn 8. Ooh, they're going to go side by side. A little bit tentative through there, and it looks like Nicholas Weck is going to get past Adri with wing damage. Now Nicholas around the outside.
There's a temporal big collision as the GS went to the side pod on Adri.
Unholy Red Eye is right there as well, and he's going to try to get around the outside. There's no way they're all going to make it through here. Contact. Oh, Adri's into the wall. Picked up a time penalty in the process. ZGS is getting squeezed out towards turn 1, but he's finally through.
And yeah, Adri has damage on his left-hand plate.
Yeah, I think he picked that up in the collision with JJ at the hairpin a few laps ago, but going into the wall there, not helping him either. Now Unholy Red Eye is going to be stuck behind him through the middle sector. And he's into the wall again. He's lost his other end plate. Yeah, he's struggling there with the understeer, having lost both of his end plates. But ZGS, him and Nicholas Weck, they are flying right now in those fresh mediums.
Yeah, they're having a great time. Those fresh tires are doing wonders.
Yeah, the fresh tires work very well around here. And I think he might have a chance at, ZGS might have a move on Nicholas Weck. He's going to get the DRS through here. Is he going to have enough straight to make it? Looks to the inside. And they're going to go side by side through the chicane. And Nicholas had to back out of that one.
I clench a little bit every time.
Yeah, that was very testy.
And we have Grim Reaper coming out, getting rid of the medium compound, going into the soft, so a reverse, medium, and stretching the soft to the ends.
Yeah, that's going to be very iffy. We saw GP took the softs. I think it took him 16 laps. But I think he's going to be going for a double soft spin at the end here.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, pushing. Because, yeah, he had some pace. He was keeping up with Porchi and Wreck Diver at the front.
Yeah, and he's going to be on those fresh softs, so he'll be flying right now. We'll have to see if that works out for him. And we've got ZGS who's making up a lot of time on the front two. The front two both are on those older hard tires, so it should just be a matter of time before ZGS is within striking distance. Unholy Red Eye as well on the back of Nicholas.
Yep, that's our closest battle right now.
You see the field's starting to spread out a little bit. Monkey Mafia did go back into the pits and put the mediums back on, so another driver tried the inters and got off of them, so this condition's very tricky.
Yeah, I mean, was it worth a gamble? Maybe. But yeah, without spray, I think it's too early to make a move like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're having a tough race, it's probably worth a shot. But at this rate, I'm not sure we'll ever see the inters. But still a long way to go here in this race.
Yeah, and still with only red eye. Immediately in the back of Nicholas coming into the hairpin.
Ooh, Nicholas went a little bit deep. Unholy Red Eye is alongside. Lapkov Temper is going to get out of the way there very nicely. We'll see if he's going to have a shot at making a move on either one of these straights.
The Unholy Red Eye without, I mean both driver without battery.
Ooh, a little bit iffy through there. Unholy Red Eye gets a decent exit. Adri makes his way past Gin and Juice. Not sure if Gin and Juice is going to be able to fight that back down the straight. Does not get the DRS, so Adri should be able to hold on to that position.
And staying at the top, we have ZGS coming to at the back of Wreck Diver, and Wreck Diver himself getting at the back of Portugal for what will be a big old DRS string.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice battle shaping up here for net P1. Fortitude is going to start struggling on those hards very shortly, so as he picks up another time penalty, so ZGS and Wreck Diver chasing him behind. They'll definitely have more pace at the moment, so this is going to be quite interesting how they play this.
Yeah, Wreck Diver having a bit more battery usage, and we have a yellow flag.
Something.
Third sector.
I'm trying to find out who that is. I think it might.
I think it was Tempura, who maybe slid or something.
Contact there between ZGS and Portugal in the final chicane. Portugal, I think, was looking for a move on Wreck Diver and had to take the chicane very awkwardly, and ZGS has ran into the back of him and lost his end plate. So that is terrible for ZGS. He was showing a ton of pace.
Yeah.
He's struggling right now. It's very unfortunate. The drivers in front of him were battling into the final chicane, and we know how that goes. And ZGS just nowhere to go.
Portugal has damage as well.
Oh, does he? He must.
Yeah, he's missing both end plates.
So drama at the top of the field. ZGS is still going to manage to find his way into second place even with that wing damage, but this is exactly what Wreck Diver wants to see.
Yeah, Portugal missing his both end plate. I guess it was on the pass, the Wreck Diver pass. I'm not sure. I totally missed that.
He might have been trying to fight back going through the chicane, maybe look for a switchback and just run into him, but
both staying out.
I'm a little bit surprised, especially from Portugal, considering he's on those old hards. It looks like Grim Reaper back into the pits already. Does he have wing damage? No, he's just elected to go to the medium. So another differing strategy that we're seeing in this field tonight. GP Collin will move up into 7th place. He's got some of the freshest tires in the field right now, after taking that really soft, quite a long distance in that first stint.
Yeah, this is in a decent position. Grimmy Fur coming out just beyond Adri.
Yeah, and he's not gonna be happy about that, because he's gonna have to. Adri's on some pretty young tires. It's not going to be a said and done move to get by, so kind of make things a little bit tricky for him. But Unholy Red Eye is now up into 4th place within DRS of Portugal ahead, and he's looking in some pretty good position right now.
Yeah, taking advantage of the wing damage of the cars in front of him.
Yeah, he's having a very solid race himself, but something I think is interesting. Even with that wing damage, ZGS has managed to maintain the gap to Wreck Diver ahead, so.
Yeah, that's odd. We have Nicholas who decided to come into the pit, get rid of the medium compound for another medium compound, but picking a 5 seconds penalty for speeding to the pit lane in the process.
Yeah, he's still running. He's definitely got a lot. He's shown a lot of good pace tonight, so he should be on for a pretty decent finish, even with those penalties. Unholy Red Eye is looking to make a move on Portugal, and I think he's going to have him into turn 8. Oh, a little bit awkward through there, but I think Red Eye has it.
The Portuguese dude fighting into the hairpin, trying some kind of switchback move.
Oh, Red Eye got a little bit squirrely on the exit. Oh, there's contact again.
Yeah, Portuguese ran into the back of him, not expecting him to be that slow.
Oh, look at Ray go shooting through the middle.
Yeah, Ray taking advantage of
What a move.
this incident.
That was an insane move. It went right through the middle, and Red Eye has decided to go into the pit, so Ray has found himself in 3rd place.
Yeah, I guess only Red Eye took the damage by colliding with the wall.
That was an insane sequence right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Out of absolutely nowhere.
A lot of great racing going on tonight. Grim Reaper is still trying to make a move past Adri, and those two drivers are right on the back of GP Colin as well, so nice battle shaping up for 5th as well.
Another look at the penalties. 9 seconds from the GS for the GS, 5 for Ray, 9 for Purchidu, 6 for Adri. The grid is going to be all shook up at the end. Honestly, hard to predict where everyone's going to finish.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks where you don't know the final results until everybody crosses the line, but for now, these drivers are just going to be trying to maximize every position they can get on track. Is that yes?
We have, yeah, in the pit.
Interesting. So he's deciding that, even though he showed some pretty good pace even with that
Enters!
Oh, that's an interesting strategy. So he forfeits what was likely going to be a podium, giving podium position to gamble on the inters.
Oh, that's a real gamble.
I mean, he's fixed his front wing as well, so that could have influenced it as well.
Yellow flag in the first sector.
I'm not sure what that was.
No clue. Maybe
Adri.
it was Ram for full throttle being lapped down.
Contact! Oh, Adri just gone into the wall again. He looked like he took the Sebastian Vettel line through turn 5, and Nicholas was...
Not a recommended line, for sure.
Yeah, Nicholas was trying to go by around the outside, and that's a very tough section to go side by side. So now it does look like the rain is starting to pick up a little bit. We've got Gin and Juice who's just put on a fresh set of softs as well as Tempura, so it's hard to tell how...
Nicholas just at the back of Grim Reaper coming out the hairpin. Had a bit of a moment coming out, lost the rear. Don't know if it will be close enough for a move.
Looks like he caught it pretty well, but he definitely had an opportunity there. Grim Reaper taking a very defensive line.
Like we have T-Money in the chat asking to see the penalties.
Yep, and we'll pull them up here. So GP, Wreck Driver, and USGT, the only drivers without
Adri in the pit. Yep, fixing his wing, getting in the soft. So is the GS the only one on the inters?
Yeah, but it looks like he's only
I was
losing
about to say
times.
he's struggling.
He's not struggling as much as I expected him to, but he's definitely... Ooh, he's nipped the wall a little bit there. He's definitely losing a little bit of time. But you can tell these drivers are starting to slip and slide around a little bit.
Yeah, but only Red Eye gained like a second in the last sector alone. Dry compound is still the way to go.
Yeah, it's definitely not quite time, but it's definitely starting to rain a little bit harder. Yeah, ZGS is just sliding around these. It's still a little bit too early. Unholy Red Eye back up into 7th place now.
Everyone is pretty much all spaced out. We have Nicholas who's within a seconds of Grim Reaper, but still too far to make any kind of move.
And he's starting to close up a little bit, and we still have that. We still got that the benefit of DRS. So
yeah, it's not wet enough.
Still, 8 laps to go, so still time for a lot to happen, but this race definitely starting to settle down a little bit. Ray has made his way up into second. He started to close the gap on Wreck Diver. He will have to carry that 5-second penalty at the end of the race, however. Fortitude is still hanging on with those 25 lap old hards, and I believe he's carrying wing damage as well. But he's still running a very solid race in third place.
Yeah, just trying to look at the penalties. Yeah, GP is on his way for a podium with his clean record.
Yeah, having no penalties will definitely give you an advantage, and you can see that with GP. Like Fortitude heads in, but GP looking in line for a possible second place finish here. Fortitude going on to the softs once again.
I mean, I think it's the right call. If it's not wet enough at this point, I don't think in the remaining lap it's going to change a lot. We had a temporarily yellow flag in the third sector. I think it was temporary zoom.
Yeah, I've been following along with Monkey Mafia on the back of JJ. Just not quite close enough into the chicane.
Oh, but the DRS in here might be enough.
Yeah, JJ got a little bit got into the grass a little bit, and Monkey Mafia ran to the right side and up into 11th place.
Yeah, Monkey Mafia with the huge DRS advantage. He used it to make that move stick.
Oh, there's a yellow. Is that GP? And GP is going around the exit of the hairpin.
GP, I'm so sorry I jinxed you.
Oh no. And
ZJX?
Not sure what.
ZJS?
That's at the exit of turn 9, and we have a VSC. So more drama here. Nicholas has run into the pits, taking advantage, and this will help out GP as well after that spinning out at the exit of the hairpin. So still more drama here with just 6 laps to go. Yeah, you can see ZGS run straight on into the wall at turn 9. Oh, and full throttle is into the wall.
Full throttle, yep, went on the escape room, damaging his wing in the process.
So Nicholas is on to the inters now. And coming
yeah,
back
I guess
out
the
sixth.
conditions are probably on the transition point.
It's very tough to tell right now, but most drivers are still going on to the soft, so it's very tricky. JJ is still on the back of Monkey Mafia, these guys are both looking to get points at the moment now, with all the chaos happening in front of them. So looks like Monkey has a little bit better grip on those mediums. And if we look back at the front of the grid, Ray has managed to close the gap down to just 2 seconds. But he's running out of time, especially with that 5 seconds.
Yeah, but Ray has 25% DRS. Ray has pretty much all of his.
That's another thing to consider. So definitely not over here in the race at the front, especially if Wreck Diver is sitting on a couple of warnings. Nicholas is straight back into the pits, with possibly looking to get off those inters again. What was that?
I think it was temporary at the back.
Okay. I thought it might have been Andrew for a second, but it seems to be okay.
But yeah, Grim Reaper may be looking to... No, never mind, I was misreading the penalties.
Yeah, but Grim Reaper, he's only got the 3 seconds, but...
Yeah, I was about to say he might have a shot to second, but yeah, I was misreading the intervals at all.
And we've got another VSC. I'm not sure what's happened this time. I don't think anybody's retired, but we've got Tempura back in the pits. But this will just add another wrinkle. I mean, it's too late for a full safety car, but you got to be careful here now not to get caught speeding here, because this could turn a good points finish into 12th place if you're not careful here. And there's JJ picking up a drive-through.
Yeah, that's not the way to go. Yep, we have Ray now a bit further behind Rick, 2 seconds and a half, but with a full battery charge, with only 4 or 5 laps remaining, he absolutely needs to push if we want to get a shot. Even though we need to clear, after the move, we need to clear him by 5 seconds, it's pretty unlikely, so maybe he's just coasting in there, trying to make it to the end.
That's definitely possible. I mean, his mediums are starting to get up there in age, so. Things starting to settle down a little bit. Just a few laps to go.
Everyone has settled in his place, and not much close gaps. I think it's time to start doing mats, which it's too late for me to try to do, but I'll try anyway.
You got a lot to work out here. It seems like almost everybody on the grid got something.
Yeah, but at the same time, everyone has something, but the gaps at the front are pretty big. So here, there isn't that much movement, and there's an only red eye with his 12 seconds that might drop a spot to Portugal, but
yeah, you got
pretty much it.
Oh, Andrew's gonna go side by side. Oh, never mind. Looks like Jay just ended the pits, but yeah, as you were saying, looks like Unholy Red Eye, he's got the most to look out for, especially if GP can close up a couple more seconds, but they're starting to run out of laps here.
Yeah, even though there's a significantly high amount of penalty because it's Canada, the gaps are big enough that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and most people are starting to get in that same boat too, so starting to cancel each other out. So Wreck Diver, he's driven quite a great race tonight. He had a little bit of work to do to get here, especially with that battle with Fortitude he had a few laps ago.
Yeah, but apart from that, it was pretty much super clean race from pretty much beginning to end.
Yeah.
Oh, Portugal with another 3 seconds penalty that can mix things up a little bit, bringing GP into the mix.
Yeah, Portugal is starting to close on Unholy Red Eye though, so we might see a on-track battle for 4th place.
Yeah, but with both drivers with 12 seconds penalty, GP can move up into 4th as well.
Yeah, so GP once again, you said at the start of the day, he's one of those guys that's not going to be making many mistakes, and he's showing that again here tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to say that again. I will jinx him a second time in the night. I'm not sure I'm allowed to do that.
He's recovered very nicely.
Yeah, let's see. If he does, he's gonna give me trouble tomorrow night, and I don't want to handle that. Tomorrow night and Friday, he's gonna be all over me.
That's a good point, but we've got Portuguese who's within a second now of Unholy Red Eye. He's made up over a second just within the last lap, so he's absolutely flying on these softs. If he can manage to find his way through, that'll be net P5. I think Monkey Mafia may have had an issue.
Yeah, Nicholas made the move into the hairpin. I think maybe Monkey had a bit of a moment.
Yeah, they're both still going to be getting some decent points. Monkey knows he's just got to sit within that gap, so possibly just not going to fight him too much, cost them both time. Portuguese is right there. He's just got to pick his moment. Oh, Red Eye, he's into the wall. He's barely managed to save it. That was a pretty heavy contact there. And he's lost his entire front wing.
Yeah, that's not great. You need your wing in those conditions.
You can see him absolutely sliding it around the track. You have to think though, it's best to just grind it out for the last lap.
Yeah, but that might help Porchidude against GP since Porchidude is not stuck behind him anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's the last lap. I was saying, why wouldn't you come in? But yeah, it's the last lap. Maybe the wing isn't worth 20 seconds.
Yeah, he might run into the back of him towards the end of this lap. So that's something to keep an eye on out here as we get towards the end of this race. But to the front of the grid, Wreck Diver's entering the final sector now. It's been an excellent show from him tonight. He had to fight for this one, but kept it clean, and he's just going to be able to coast to the finish line if he wanted to.
GP wasn't too much impacted by only Red Eye was slow ahead of him because of his wing. Still somewhat within the 12 seconds worth of penalty.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see if he can make it. But coming up to the line, it's going to be Wreck Diver to win the Tier 3 Canadian Grand Prix. Ray is going to cross the line to finish second. We'll have to check about the penalties though. Grim Reaper will come across in third. Another excellent drive for him. Portuguese through the final chicane now. On track in fourth. We will have been hoping for a better result today, but that's still a very solid result for the Renault driver. GP calling an expertly driven race. He's got to clear 3/10 on the slash straight to make up another position. I don't think he's going to get it though.
No, he will come slightly short.
Still, fifth place, a great result for GP. Unholy Red Eye comes home in sixth. Gin and Juice and the other Ferrari will finish seventh, up to sixth on penalties by 3/1000ths. So Gin and Juice, another good result. Nicholas Weck in the Haas. He had quite a up and down race, but he manages to finish eighth. Monkey Mafia jumps him on penalties. Adri Lockdock comes home in 10th, grabbing the final points paying position, even after the troubles he had all night long. And the last driver to cross the line will be JJ and the other Haas. We'll finish 11th in tonight's race. So a chaotic Canadian Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was all messed up with the condition, the different strategy, the time penalties, the wing damages. It was hard to pick anything out from it, actually.
Yeah, there was a ton to keep track of, especially with it already being Canada, an exciting circuit on its own. But Wreck Diver coming home with the win again. Really crucial at the top of the standings. Except I believe Hayden was not even in the race tonight.
No, Hayden was out tonight. So yeah, that's a driver at the front of the championship who actually missed a race, so miss big points. And in a short calendar that we have in Tier 3 that season, it's gonna cost him greatly.
Yeah, especially with only 2 races to go now, I believe. But we'll take one last run through the grid order. We've got Wreck Diver finishing in P1. Ray comes home in second. Grim Reaper rounds out the podium. Portuguese will finish fourth. GP fifth. Gin and Juice sixth. Unholy Red Eye takes seventh. Monkey Mafia eighth. Nicholas Weck ninth. And Adri Lockdock rounds out the points in 10th. JJ finishes 11th. The USGT Fishing 12th. Ram Full Throttle and the Red Bull finishes 13th. Tempora Zoom finishes 14th. And then the DNFs from this race said yes. Private Jet, Shane Hardman, and Ashes Falcor. So after all that to unpack, I think we'll get the podium in here for some interviews.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, adding the boys there in there.
And we've got Wreck Diver, we've got Ray, and we've got Grim
Yeah, I
Reaper.
think Wreck Diver is still in the party from his Belgium podium. I can have Grim as well. Trying to add Ray pretty quickly. It's Ray underscore E, and is there a number at the end?
I believe 46. Not sure.
E46, that would make sense. There's someone there with that name.
RAE_E46.
There we go. And Mr. Grim Reaper.
How's it going?
What's up?
We'll wait for the rest of the podium to file in before we get things started. Wreck Diver has joined the party. We'll start.
Before we start, just guys, make sure in your broadcast settings, your audio settings are set up for the sound to be shared in the party setting as well. I guess if they cannot, they will yell at me in the YouTube chat. But
Yep, we can hear you.
Check.
All right, we'll get started with the third place finisher. So Grim Reaper, great race from you. It was up and down. A lot of different strategies that you had, especially starting on those mediums. So tell us about the race of yours from a strategic point.
Yeah, so I knew it wasn't gonna be a good result, just pure pace, and you know, these guys are still fast even though it's T3, so my focus going in was making the best out of my strategy, knowing that it was gonna rain supposedly in the last, like, whatever, 15 minutes of the race, but 10 minutes in it started raining. Anyway, started on mediums because I felt like I had the pace to be in the top 10, and if it was gonna rain, I would hopefully stretch those mediums, and then ideally pit onto the inters, as the people in front of me pit to softs to mediums, but it didn't happen. But I kept to the strategy that I initially started on, and the tires at the end, having fresh mediums, kind of paid off. So,
was there a thought of going soft and soft after pitting?
yeah, but I felt like the softs wouldn't have the life to make it in the wet and to the end. That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sure, it definitely worked.
I mean, ultimately, I think that penalties also played a huge part. I was driving really conservative to not get any penalties, but I did. And I could see like a lot of the guys behind me had penalties, so once I got into third, I was just like, I'm just gonna take my time and make these tires last till the end.
Yeah, so great race there from you, Grim Reaper. Congratulations on third place. We'll move on to our second place finisher, Ray. So, fantastic race from you. Made up quite a lot of positions during the race. The one thing that I was most impressed by during the race was towards the end of the race, the double overtake you had down the back straight. Tell us a little bit about that.
And I will ask another question to you. I think you did the soft to medium race. How was it? I mean, I know I probably could not keep my tire that long, but it seems to work, so congrats, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so it obviously worked out well for you already. So congratulations again on P2. We'll move on to our race winner, Wreck Diver. Congratulations, another fantastic race for you. I believe this is what, second win this season?
Yeah, my second.
Yeah, so this one you had to work for a little bit, but how did it feel from your perspective?
It was stressful because I'm not typically good at driving in the rain, and Canada's a tough track with walls everywhere, so it was super stressful at the end. And Ray was staying really close to me within 2 seconds, plus the virtual safety cars. It was stressful towards the end, but the one stop ended up working out from soft to hard. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the result in the race.
I honestly do not have much to add apart from asking you how do you feel about moving up in the World Driver Championship with those big points.
That's gonna boost me up a bit? Because I'm not sure where I am right now.
Yeah, I know they're not up to date, but you got 26 points on that race. Poor Chief finished fourth, so, and Aiden wasn't there, so you're gonna move. If you didn't move a spot for sure, the gap will be closer.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's great it's a short season, so every race matters, and last week I had a bad result with 9th, so this will really help boost me up, I guess, and help hopefully win the championship.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So great.
I feel like 2020 Vettel. I mean, I'll take a good result, but I'm looking forward to next season where I can actually battle these guys in a full season even car. So looking forward to that. Yeah, and yeah, anyone watching or still listening, whatever, show up for Bay League on Friday, or else.
It's a good call.
Big shout out to Bay League.
A big shout out. Bobby knows what's up.
Alright, I think we're going to call it there. So congratulations again to our podium finishers. It was a great race here from Tier 3. Round 4 from Canada. We'll catch everybody tomorrow night. We have Tier 2 coming at you from Canada, and then the EU leads once again at Canada on Sunday. So be sure to tune in for those. Hopefully those should be great races as well, just like that one. We will see everybody later.